Alright guys, what's up? What's up? We are back on the stream today and we have a awesome new look deck for you guys. This is gonna make up for our Tuesday Brews Day stream that we did not get to do last night. Uh, this deck, we're calling it Bant Titanic or Bant Titanic Control, Titanic Bant, something like that. But this is, as you can tell by the just sheer massive amount of cards here, we're playing a awesome, awesome Yorion deck. 95 cards in our total deck, obviously 80 in the main, 15 in the side. And this deck was actually, we played against it when we were playing some Jund Amulet the other day. And our buddy Big Ben with a B3N was playing it, and he was nice enough to email me, give me the deck list. So thank you, Ben. Really appreciate you helping us out and getting us some the sweet list. And we emailed a little bit. It said he's forewarned with this list twice. So it's got some legs to it for sure. So we're gonna try it out. I love this list. Just everything that we're doing, I love it. But I kind of organized the list so we can do a little bit of a deck tech here real quick. So just a couple little things. We have about 8.5, I would say, value Yorion hits that are already on. So like if they're already on the battlefield, we play Yorion. So we have Astrolabes, Abundant Gross, Ice Fang Quaddles, Spreading Seas even. Euro's kind of the half hit. It can be correct to actually blink the Euro to gain a little bit of extra life or maybe draw that extra card if it's all we have. Teferi, we also have some Jace the Mind Sculptors, Big Teferi up here as a 1 of, and 3 Primeval Titans, which this, if you haven't noticed, is why we're calling this Titanic Bant. In this list, we also have 7 ways to fix our mana, as permanents at least. And on top of that, we are a Field of the Dead deck. So since we're a Field of the Dead deck, we actually have 18 unique lands in here, unique land names. We have fetches. We also get a little bit of Mystic Sanctuary value from our mana base. We have our 4 shocks that you can see up here. We have 1 Prairie Stream, 2 Buddy Lands. We have some Field of Ruins, Field of the Dead, a bunch of basics, 1 island that is not snow covered just for the extra name, 3 Mystic Sanctuaries, a bunch of fetch lands. Pretty basic for a lot of these Bant decks, excluding, maybe the Field of the Deads. But that is one of our plans to help us close out games. We're great at getting to the late game. We just need to close it out instead of closing it out the slow, drug out, flashback, Uro, beat you down with that, or beat you down with Quaddles, or just brainstorm you to death with Jace, or end up making you exile all your stuff with Teferi. We're just going to be able to cast Titans. And we still have these lines of attack as ways to win, but being able to just cast Primeval Titan, make a couple zombies, a lot of decks can't beat that, and we're much more well positioned to win from that point than a lot of other decks, because we're already a good late game deck. On top of this, we have 36 lands, and we have 44 non-land cards. Of those non-land cards, I used to call this deck Bant Cantrips almost, even without the Titans, but we have 34, of these cards that when they enter the battlefield, or we cast them, or we can cast them for a certain mode, that put us +1 a card. Either they're replacing themselves or doing more than that. So, you have Astrolabes, ETBs draws a card. Abundant Growth, ETBs draws a card. Ice Fang, ETBs draws a card. Gross Pile draws a card. Spreading Seas draws a card. Uro draws a card. Teferi can draw a card if you bounce. Archmage's Charm draws 2 cards if you need it. Cryptic can draw cards. Jace can brainstorm. Teferi draws cards. Primeval Titan goes and gets you lands, kind of like drawing cards. Easy deck because I already had the Titans. I actually use a rental service, so but no, this deck is just kind of it. This deck is just everything that I would love to be doing. I've been playing Titan decks for a long time, but on top of that, just the fact that I've been playing Bant Control in paper before this, before Yorion came out and everything, and I wasn't a huge fan of the new Yorion decks. I was just like, it feels like it's just gonna be more consistent, or I have to buy more Teferis. And then I saw this list when we were playing it. If you can actually see it, it shocked me to see my opponent when I was they resolved the Teferi, and I was like, this is not that great. And I was like, well, it's okay. Next turn we're gonna be able to start jamming into their counter spells, and they just untap, cast Primeval Titan, go get two Field of the Deads, and I was like, oh, oof. I don't think I can beat that. But we do have, like I said, we have a ton of ways to get extra cards, even if it's lands or if it's by brainstorming, if it's, as modes on our cards. We have a ton of ways. So only 10 of our cards don't get us an extra card. Most of those cards are answer cards like Path, Mana Leak, Force of Negation, Supreme Verdict, things like that. So looking at our mana base, we already kind of talked about we have Field of Ruin that's going to be able to answer some of the lands matter decks, as well as some Spreading Seas and some more Spreading Seas on the board. We have Field of the Dead, all our unique land names. We have Mystic Sanctuary so that we can kind of grind out longer games, getting back Cryptics. This is also a good way that we can actually win games, as we can present a very large board state and then just go Cryptic, tap your team down, win the game, which is a good option. And looking at this deck list, the only thing that I'm kind of worried about so far would be consistency, just being an 80 card deck. But I do think that the shell is very, very powerful, so we're going to try it out. Uh, and again, thank you, Ben, for giving us this deck list. Sideboard wise, I threw in some Veil of Summers here, and I edited his list a little bit and added another Titan just because, love me some Primeval Titans. But we got some Veil of Summers here to help in the control mirrors. We have some Spreading Seas to add so that we can stop those land-based decks. Mainly Tron is going to be where these come in. Your phone won't let you watch, you can only listen. That's so weird. Yeah, that is weird. I don't know. I don't know why it's acting like that. Uh, I hope nobody else is having any problems. But back to our deck tech though. We have Aether Gust here. For against other Titan decks. We put in 4 Timelies because I think probably the weakest matchup for this deck is definitely going to be the Burn matchup, because we're going to really be relying on Uros. Timely's going to be a great card there as well. We have 1 extra Force of Negation for some of our fast combo decks or spell-based combo decks. 2 Ashioks to go against the Titan decks as well, and then our Yorion that we can cast. So let's go ahead and run this up into a league and see what we can do. And I honestly think one of the cool things about this deck that I think's probably one of the things that makes me want to play it the most is the fact that normal Bant control takes so long to play. Your wins take so long to get. It's not easy to close games out. It normally takes a long time, especially if people don't just concede to the fact that you have 6 cards in hand and they have 1 and you're infinitely ahead. They don't know that. Yorion is our companion here. They don't know how infinitely far ahead you are. And this hand's not the greatest, though I can't lie, I'm kind of intrigued in keeping it, just because we do have Mana Leak and we have our lands. Let's get a little bit. Our opponent's on an Obosh deck, and they're on the play, so it's likely that they can probably get under this Mana Leak with their first 3-drop. We don't have any basics here, so Moon could be pretty bad if they're playing a Moon deck. And that also makes Cryptic not as good. So I think we might want to try and ship this hand, see if we can find like an Astrolabe or something. This hand's actually not bad. Force of Negation is kind of an interesting card. So I think we can keep this here. Yeah, we can use Spreading Seas on our own lands. It's a part of our fixing, but we have 7 like actual fixing cards. So here. It's probably just Force of Negation here to try and get rid of whatever OP is doing. Oh, I don't know. Is Force of Negation or Teferi here? I think I definitely want the path. And I think this is going to be the harder card to cast. I think it's actually going to be Force. I don't think we can actually. I don't think we can afford to Force. Uh, so if our opponent just goes off, I don't think we can actually afford to Force of Negation whatever they play. Well, that's good. That's good to see that they just played a land pass. So I think we will do the same here. And awkward because we can't get a white source right now with any of our basic or with any of our fetches. We are going to get a snow cover. Actually, I think we're just going to get a normal island because then if we could draw our snow covered later, it's automatically our extra. All right, so there's Primeval Titan. All right. So now we're at least guaranteed to cast an Ice Fang Quaddle. And hopefully next turn we can get this Field of Ruin down and get our basic planes. But no, that is an advantage just having Spreading Seas in our deck is that we can make our own, do a little build your own island. So they're going to sprawl here, okay. And still not doing anything. Alright, we'll go ahead and fetch here. And we'll get our snow-covered forest. And let's play an Ice Fang Quaddle. Draw a card. Alright. So that one's actually kind of awkward, that Mystic Sanctuary there. But I actually think we're fine here. If they don't... This one's actually kind of interesting. We might want to... I think we're going to see if they play like a Moon Effect right now. We'll probably go ahead and Field of Ruin in response. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and field their land and get our planes. Other than this, we're pretty well set up to be able to play through Moon. And we might as well just jam our Teferi here. And we can bounce, but I think we just want to plus here. I don't think there's anything they have that's killing this. I am going to hold up. I guess Quaddle doesn't really matter. I'm trying to think of anything they have that has haste. Like Glorybringer doesn't matter, so I think we're safe to attack here. Glorybringer is just going to kill our Quaddle before anyway. So the good news about this is that we do actually have, we'll be able to Titan, and when the turn we want to Titan, we can actually bounce the Blood Moon. Next turn we're resolving Big Teferi, and then we'll be pretty well set up to do some damage because we'll be able to hold up path for anything they play. So yeah, feeling pretty good here. Opponent also had a very slow starting hand, kind of allowed us to get set up. They turn to that moon. We're probably in pretty big trouble. Seasoned Pyromancer, got it. Alright, so what we can actually do here, and I kind of like as a play, so they just started 2 Clothis there. I don't know why, because Clothis is great in this matchup. So we're going to play our land anyway. So we have the option of bouncing the Blood Moon back. I have 5 mana. So we could bounce the Blood Moon back and then attack and then play Yorion and blink both of these. That's a pretty solid option. Draws us a card, which is going to get us closer to our 6th land for Titan, and then we'll still be able to bounce with this next turn. So actually, I think I kind of like that line. That's a little annoying. So we could we could path the Seasoned. Use these 2 to field. Get, I guess use these 2 to field, get a 3rd island, play our Sanctuary, put that back on top, or in Growth Spiral. 3rd island. We could do that. Guarantees our 6th land. But we don't have a 2nd forest anyway, so I think just jamming Yorion here is fine. Or we can, yeah, we'll jam Yorion. Actually, hold on, we don't want to cast Yorion yet. Want to attack first, because we just have a free attack with Quaddle. Our end step, we return these. That's fine. Alright, so that's our perfect. So Flooded Strand is our 6th land for Titan. And we have, it'll be our 6th unique, so we can go get double Field of the Dead. And then even if they Blood Moon us, I think we're still just pretty well positioned here. Flooded Strand probably going to go get a Breeding Pool. And see, that's why Yorion like is such a good card because like not only did got us a free point of damage and basically drew us 2 cards with like it turned this -3 into a -1, and gave our Ice Fang Quaddle Vigilance while also drawing us a card. Okay, just block here, block here. He gets in for 1. Perfectly fine if they want to use a bolt on either of these. Yep, bolt that. Are they going to replay their moon? Yep, that's fine. So that will postpone us a turn on Arbor Elf. Oh, okay. Uh, hmm. So I think what I want to do here is actually just resolve to fairy. So we'll resolve big to fairy and plus. And then we can untap both of these and we'll have Growth Spiral and I'm going to attack just in case they have something. So now we'll have Path and Growth Spiral up. And then next turn we can tuck the moon and cast our Titan. And they are not going to like that. It's Glorybringer. It's just Obosh. Oh, so they just concede there. That's weird. I don't know what they had. So, looking at this matchup, I kind of like where we're at in main deck. Uh, Spreading Seas. Spreading Seas is actually interesting because it can hit their whatever they put their Utopia Sprawl on and make it fall off. So that's interesting. And then Aether Gust is just an absolute house in this matchup. So we could probably Tron some Force Negations. They're not playing too fast. Uh, and like I said, we have a pretty good chance at being able to get our stuff online before they do too much. Uh, so the question is, what do we want to cut? I think we can cut a Jace. And we can probably trim on a Growth Spiral. Growth Spiral just kind of seems like Growth Spiral just has that explore effect that you see in a lot of decks. That like it's just like it's a good card, but it's probably just like the worst card in the deck, likely. So, uh, how much do I like Jace? They normally have a pretty good amount of pressure. But I guess once we resolve Jace, if they, I don't know, one Brainstorm might just be enough against them, and they were really bad against the -1. So let's just cut 2 Growth Spirals. We're bringing in a lot of 2-drops, so that'll keep our curve about the same. What else did we board out? 2 growth spirals and 2 force negations. Yeah. Alright, how do we feel about this hand? Probably not a keeper. We have a lot of lands in our deck, but we also have a lot of other cards. So we're looking for lands here. This is fine. This definitely isn't great. But I'm okay with this. So we can keep and put a Field of the Dead on the bottom. Arbor Elf. It's a good start. Kinda tempted to go ahead and just hit this. I think I'm gonna do it. Opponent's upkeep. God, I have so many cards, so we'll go ahead and get a. Let's just go ahead and get a Hallowed Fountain. And path their Arbor Elf. Then I'm done for this turn. I'm only doing this so they don't just have the super explosive draw, because like if they go like get their tapped land, play a land, Utopia Sprawl this forest, and they don't have a 2-drop to play, which is most likely for them, and we can, yeah, Spreading Seas this land to go ahead and hurt their mana development a little bit more. I'm totally down with that. Alright. Yeah. Love it. Love it. So I think that went about as good as we could possibly have hoped for. Now we just kind of have to hope that they don't have any good follow-ups here. Clothis is a good one, but I think we can reasonably race Clothis. But definitely not the worst one for us there. Alright, so here I really just want to draw cards, or we can have Leak up just in case. And then next turn we can start looking at Uro. Yeah. Because Uro in the face of their Clothis is just not very good right now, so I think we want to draw some cards and try and look for another way to win. 3 mana here, Pillage. I only have 2 mana up. Let's leak that. Veil, sure, that's fine. This is fine. Veil was good for them there. Gonna continue. I think we still want to draw cards here, and then we'll, if we don't do anything great off of that, we can Uro. Being patient here, because I really don't want them to find their 5th land and just resolve a threat that's really good. So they're gonna hit our path here. So they likely don't have anything that's double red, or they have a land. Yep, they use their Spreading Seas, Bone Crusher Giant. So yeah, that. We'll go ahead and counter. Keep the board clear. Have another veil? Sure. God. Double Veil of Summer is very good. Quaddle doesn't even have Death Touch, so I think we're just going to jam this Euro and force them to, we'll gain a little bit of life, but then they have to eat it with this Clothis. It feels bad, but no lands, which kind of sucks. There. Yeah, would have liked to hit a land there. This game's not looking good for us. Getting double Veil of Summer is probably one of the worst things that can happen to us, especially on a interaction heavy draw like we had. One mana Cryptic Command is very good. If I was them, I'd play Obosh here and get in for 8, but so I will not be surprised if that's what they do. Would definitely make the most sense. Chosen color here is what? Red. Anything they're playing for 5 mana is pretty bad for us. So yeah, Obosh. Which I don't think it would, like, I don't really think it would have mattered if we didn't, try and counter this Bone Crusher. They would have waited for force on this. So this is lethal. I'm gonna play to. We're gonna play to having Supreme Verdict on our deck, but does it still damage? Yeah, it does. So we'll Cryptic, but then I'm pretty sure we'll still just be dead to Clothis next turn if we can't answer it. Yep. So I don't know if we actually have any draws other than land into Primeval Titan. So let's have another Veil. Oh, Stomp, sure. That's fine. And alright, so Veil is quite good in their deck against a lot of what we're doing, so maybe it's better to take out a little bit of our interaction here. Maybe bring in some of these timelies. Maybe even cut an Uro. Just to keep us up on life. I don't think I want the full 4. We haven't had one of our good curve out hands though. Let's play first. Okay, yep, we got Urion. This hand just really does not do that much. And I'm going to feel really bad if I draw a green source. And because obviously I want to play around Moon. Field of the Dead's not great here. So like we'd probably get white source, blue source, just so we can actually cast our stuff. Spreading Seas. I don't know, this hand seems fine because Teferi answers a lot of what they're gonna do pretty well. Just kind of time walking them. So let's try this. Lead on Flooded Strand just in case for some reason we do need to path. So the beauty here is that they can't do too much. Like they could still, if they play a Stomping Ground, or yeah, if they play a Stomping Ground, they can still play a 3-drop on turn 2, but I don't think it's worth pathing. But we will go ahead and get our Snow-Covered Plains. Fetch here. Let's get Normal Island. Spreading Seas here. Timely, alright. Timely's not too bad here as a follow-up to whatever they might play. And there's Teferi. Yeah, so now they're just on green. Get in for one with Arbor Elf. We're going to Spreading Seas this other land, actually. Just go ahead and lock them out on... so this is going to go ahead and be our green source. This is going to set us up for a pretty solid Yorion turn, too. Veil of Summer? Sure. They're willing to waste a Veil on that. It makes me think that their land situation is not very good. Which makes me definitely not want to path them anymore. Utopia Sprawl on that land. Sure. And they could play something here. Yeah, Bone Crusher Giant's fine. So we'll get a... Part of me wants to get a Breeding Pool here. Because we can kind of play around Moon because of Teferi. So here we can... We'll have this Plains be able to tap for any color of mana. I guess we can do it on our Glacial Fortress. So now it's a matter of, do we want to Teferi bounce the Bone Crusher? Or do we want to just allow them to have 5 mana? We could... I think we can Timely here. I don't know, I kind of like the idea of Teferi bouncing the Arbor Elf. Because they don't really seem like they have any more mana to So even if they replay it and play a 3-drop, I think that's fine. And just trading our Teferi for our Bone Crusher. Because we're pretty well set up on our mana here. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and Timely here. I just don't want to have. I don't want them to have 5 mana. So I think that's actually just the play. As we can bounce back the Arbor Elf. And then if they want to go ahead and attack here, we're fine with that. It's going to save us a little bit of life. Next turn we have a pretty good Yorion turn set up. We can get rid of their Utopia Sprawl. That's fine. Yep. Bone Crusher coming at Tef. We play in post combat. Yeah, Moon's fine. Even more reason for me to just play this Field of the Dead now, so it'll come in untapped. And we can play Yorion. Attach this to the forest. We'll attach this one to our Glacial Fortress. Draw a couple cards. That was a pretty good draw. Considering we can actually cast it, or we can actually cast it. So like if they play Obosh here, yeah, they can play Obosh here, and I'll actually trade here just to keep our life total pretty high. Yeah, and we'll get to follow up with a Verdict. Totally fine with that. Yorion, you did your job. Got drawing lots of lands here, though. We do want that to stop. Let's set for white, blue, colorless. Go ahead and Verdict. Next turn we'll be able to timely and hold up path. Bone Crusher's fine. Alright, Uro. We can cast... So let's see, we can cast all of this. No, we can't. We can't. So we have to choose if we want to path. We can't. So we can't Uro. We can't get Uro back anytime soon. We could gain a ton of life here, which I do like the idea of. So I think we're going to go with that. And then let's cast Uro. Green, blue. This. And gets us one more land drop on the battlefield. So maybe we can draw towards that forest. Or towards an answer. Astrolabe here is pretty good. That actually lets us cast our Uro. And Jace. Jace is also pretty good. And this is what I said, you know. Here we are with Jace, and it could be plenty enough to just win us the game. To just resolve this Jace with blockers. And a little bit of removal. Though I do think the first thing we're going to do is get Uro down. We're just going to chump this thing into oblivion. I don't see a point in trading. Because one removal spell just kills that whole idea. Bone Crusher, that's fine. Alright, so there. Play a fetch land. Green, this, blue, blue. Make green using this red. Uro. 2, 3, 4. Oh, and they're just going to concede to Uro. Okay. I guess they couldn't beat Uro or didn't want to continue playing the match. Uro's going to be pretty tough for them to beat, though. We can profitably block their guys. We're going to continue to gain a ton of life, put more lands into play, and then if we ever do find anything that answers that Blood Moon, we just flood the board with zombies. So, all right. 1-0. How we doing in chat tonight, guys? You guys excited about any of the announcements or mad about them? How'd we feel? Yes, we want to play first. Oh, Yorion Mirror. Gross. So, opponent also on Yorion. This hand's awful. This hand is keepable. I think it's Teferi because it's just the one we're farthest away from casting. Let's play this first. Then next turn we can Abundant Growth on the Field of the Dead. And then we can quaddle or row the following turn, depending on what we're drawing. So Flooded Strand here. So I think I actually want to go ahead and get this Abundant Growth down. That's a great land for that to go on to. This is awesome, because next turn we have a guaranteed land for Uro. You get a Triome. That's the Jeskai Triome. Is Escape Shift list playing the Jeskai Triome? I know they play the Teamer Triome. Surely they don't play the Jeskai one too. So here, actually, I think we're just going to play this Mystic Sanctuary and pass. I don't think playing Uro into 2 open mana is the greatest, but we can quaddle at their end step and see. A little bit Omen of the Sea. That's fine. Well, Drowsytron, you were fine with the announcements. I wasn't necessarily happy with them, but, you know, I also haven't been. I'm not on the competitive specter like a lot of other players, but I do think it was definitely not a great announcement. I was happy with the fact that they're trying to do something to answer some of the busted cards that they've recently printed, but then again, at the same time, it would have been nice if they did something in Modern. We'll go ahead and attack here. Wildly enough, this is not a bad win con against other Yorion decks because, you know, this is just like Jeskai Fires in Modern. Because if it is, I'm not excited. I'm kind of wondering how much counter magic they actually have. Attack me for 2, yeah. So that's a little annoying. It's fine though. So let's tap this for, I guess we'll tap this for green and this for blue. Growth Spiral. Put this into play. Let's fetch us up. Breeding Pool. No. And fetch us up a Hallowed Fountain here. Alright, so let's go green, blue, blue, and play an Uro. Field of the Dead triggers, and this is where our deck actually has a ton of advantage. You know, being able to trigger Field of the Dead here and start getting a little bit of advantage. We're gonna hang back our Ice-Fang Quaddle, and now we have Cryptic ready for their Yorion. Another Omen of the Sun. Jesus. So if they do decide to tap out here for Yorion, I'm totally fine with that. So we can go ahead and get... Where's our normal island? Oh, there it is. So we can get normal island. Trigger field is dead again. Now we can flooded strand, trigger field, and we can go blue, blue, green, green. Oh, hold on. I guess we have to go ahead and crack this first to do that. That's totally fine. We'll get a snow-covered plains. Trigger our field. And then cast Uro. Omen of the Sea. Opponent has all the omens in the world. Sweet. Put a Misty into play. And let's go ahead and get in. And this is why this deck is good, because it just has a great late game plan here. You know, normally where we'd be just sitting here, you know, and control decks also just want to make their land drops anyway, and this deck, you know, really prides itself on being able to make land drops consistently. We have Cryptic and Path up here. Lightning Bolt our Quaddle. Got it. Sure. Gonna get Lightning Bolt back on top. Fairy Time Raveler. I guess it doesn't really matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 6, 8, 10. This is lethal. So I think we're actually fine with Teferi resolving. Already played their land. Sure. So get Prairie Stream. We'll send one at him, everything else at Teferi. And then we can replay Uro. Yeah. They're just not going to be able to beat the value that Uro's going to put out. So let's go blue, white, green, Uro. Because we're getting pretty close to... Yeah, baby. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 2 mana up. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can actually... So yeah, we're casting this Titan. I don't care. If they didn't counter that Uro, then I think we're fine. Put our Primeval Titan on suspend. Okay. That is fine by me. So we still have, there's still Dobbs to not being able to counter Cryptic on our turn. Time Warp, okay. Is that Turns deck or something? Sure, get back Time Warp. Time Warp feels like a really weird card to have in here. Amazed they haven't Yorioned. Yeah. Yorion, all the value. You got it. Just go ahead and path Yorion. Yeah, still, when it comes down to it, though, this is just lethal unless they have a way to counter my Cryptic. Yep, make lots of dudes. Wait, this is 9, so this is 18, so it's still lethal. So I think that's definitely what we do here. Return, or tap all creatures your opponent controls, draw card. Blue, blue, white, blue. Force negation, sure. Alright, so now we get to attack them with everything. They're just gonna chump. Still take an 8 here. Alright, so because it doesn't matter, I don't have any cards in hand. I was gonna like hold up like I might have something. Alright, we're getting double Field of the Dead, boys and girls. Oh yes. Oh yes. It's happening. We're doing it. We are doing it. Spreading seas, you got it. Abundant growth does not fall off. Time warp, you got it. That's annoying. Opponent playing Time Warp seems weird. Teferi. That's fine. You're gonna need a lot. Gonna need a lot. I guess, they can Cryptic tap here, but... We also have this other Primeval Titan that's going to come down eventually. Let's move to combat. They have to have Cryptic tap here or they're dead. Yeah, Cryptic tap. Alright, so then we go... Jace. Brainstorm. Sure. Play it on this land. Doesn't really matter. I think those are pretty good blink targets right there. Those re-enter. We can attach this to the same Field of the Dead. That's fine. Draw a card. Yes. We still have islands in our deck, so we're just going to get fetch lands. In case. Yeah. In case they do happen to wrath us. Yeah, they can't like go off and try and like time warp us infinitely or anything crazy like that. We also have a Primeval Titan coming down next turn that they will need to answer. Yeah, untap your 2 lands. I will cast this other Primeval Titan. Not going to use one of them. I'll use the other. Just get 2 more Field of Ruins. opponent resulting to. Trying to time us out, I guess. Veil's great here. Force is pretty good here. I think we're fine to get rid of Spreading Seas. I like Path. Not the biggest fan of or I guess probably can cut a single verdict and probably one path. Ashiok doesn't seem like it's that important to what they're doing. So yeah, let's just run it like this. Try and get that second game real quick. We got to play a little bit faster, but we can do that. We got 12 minutes to lock one up. Oh, one lander, not the greatest. This one's fine. Oh gosh, we would get our one island that we can't cast Astrolabe off of. Are you joking me? Oh, that's annoying. We'll keep this. We gotta pitch some cards. Teferi's worth keeping. So it's probably Gross Spiral Plains. I guess it's is it Island? That's Plains. It's whatever. Teferi's worth keeping because like if he just taps out for something, we win the game if this resolves pretty much, and he can't answer it. So Mystic Sanctuary, Prairie Stream, tapped. Counterbalance. It's a little bit of an oof there. Serum Visions. It might have actually been best to set that up so that they couldn't put something on top to happen to be able to counter this Quaddle. They had delay. That's fine. Island to Ferry. Have a delay in hand. Okay, whatever. This deck's super weird. That's fine. We've drawn an astronomical amount of lands, which is fine because we have stuff to do with these lands, but might as well just play this. Nothing doing. Yeah. They're way ahead on us this game. That counterbalance was very, very good. Spreading, sure, that's fine. Let's play Field of the Dead here. Might regret not have Spreading Seas that. Oh yeah, the tap for green. Quado's a bad draw. Alright, so we won't be able to cast Artefairy. Just gonna rot in exile. Yeah. I'm gonna keep playing just because we have the out of field of the dead being able to get us there, but we can cast. Oh, I guess we just need to cast our Quaddle now. So let's turn off auto yields. Damn it. That's fine. This Cryptic, we're just waiting to find something that's worth bouncing with it. Just getting Ice-Fang Quaddle down so that we can attack this Narset and eventually start drawing cards. I should have the option to fetch here next turn so that we can clear at least one of these Planeswalkers. Maybe both. We'll yield until instep. Nothing we can really do. Oh, we could have done something in response there. That's tilting. That's tilting. Very much so. Go ahead and attack here. That's fine. Even if we just clear one here, it's totally fine. Have double bolt, sure. Yeah, can't compete with that. So let's put that on Field of the Dead. So they have Narset on top. God, it's so brutal. Uh, yep, they fetch. Cool. Yeah, no reason to keep playing this game. Opponent just had it all there. I don't think I care to bring anything in or change anything, so we'll just run this back where it's at. We just have to have if we can have a good functioning like 6 or 7, I think we're fine. But opponent being able to get that counterbalance down and stop us, and also we were on a mold of 5 that was 2 cards and 3 lands, and then we drew 3 lands with not a whole lot of follow up. Getting to save their planeswalkers because we F6. Yeah, that just was kind of a whole yikes game. I do like Veils here still. Cryptic might be a little clunky. I don't think we want Spreading Seas though. Yorion. Alright. Gotta play fast, gotta win in 7 minutes. Let's go. I'm down to keep this hand. I'll go ahead and shock here and get Hallowed Fountain. Just so that we have all of our colors nice and good, even if through Astrolabe. Oop. Green from the white. Quaddle. Build a ruin. Get in for 1. Go ahead. Omen. Nope, no Omen. So we'll go ahead and hit this Hallowed Fountain here. That's fine. Boop. Sure, why not? Probably should have pitched his verdict instead. Teferi's fine. Sure, bounce Yorion back to my hand is totally fine. Sanctuary, put delay on top. That's cool. Attack Teferi, attack him. Go. One, two, three, four, five, six, one. So no. Play Astrolabe. Scry 2 here. We have Path and Charm up here. We'll pitch this Penerland Harbor. That's fine. Minus on a Quaddle. Sure. Jace is fine. Yeah, this is awesome. This is about as good as we could have asked for here for us to be able to resolve a Titan. So go ahead and get right here. I should have waited on that actually. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, yeah, double Field of the Dead. All the triggers. And let's just attack Jace. So it's going to be close. Oh, it's going to be Veil of Summer. Right, double Spreading Seas is fine. Sure. Let's go. We got there. They didn't have the value. They needed to find the Wrath. You can't outvalue this deck. That is one thing. There's if you go to the late game, there's way too much value. Now, this deck is sweet. This deck is sweet. Wish I could move these over so that you could actually like see all our pretty lands here. Why won't you move over here? If I just take a little bit of you. Okay, no. Just not feeling it. Okay. Okay. Guess the deck's just not feeling being moved. It's good where it's at. We'll let it stay there. It's working good for us. We're 2-0. Go ahead and fix our record here. Come on, opponent. Don't not join. All right. Won the die roll. We will be on the play. Our Yorion deck. I was kind of scared about a Yorion mirror because I figured that'd be absolutely brutal. Yeah, we're keeping this. This hand seems great. Playing cantrip tribal over here. We just need to draw some lands, but it's looking pretty good. Gonna hold off on abundant growth if we draw a land here so that we can grow spiral and put it into play. Actually, we might just do that. We might just grow spiral and put it into play and then play abundant growth. Yeah, I'm down. Main phase. Dope. This deck is sick. Oh, it's so gross. I didn't pay attention. Our opponent's on a lawyer's deck. Probably Jund by the looks of the fetch and shock. Yeah, lawyer's Jund. Opponent's hand is not the greatest. Inquisition me, you can take my Uro or my Path to Exile. I am okay with either. Opponent's probably like, what? He's fixing to resolve turn 3 Jace on me. Yes, yes, opponent, I am. Gotta hold up the information here. Jace will probably be able to just run away with this game. Just to play around Bolt. Because they don't really have any good hasty threats. We'll do this. And then... yeah, we'll put Ren 6 on the bottom. Don't want them drawing any more lands than they have to. But no, next turn we get a Brainstorm. We get the perfect Brainstorm. You know, Brainstorm fetch. They double bolted. I'm fine with that. But trophy it, that's fine too. Because now we get to play our Primeval Titan. Yes. Yes, chat. Yes, we are doing it. We are doing all the things. He knows me off the top. Oh my god. This is the greatest thing ever. Greatest deck ever created. Wow, Spreading Sea is really good in this matchup. I don't care for Force. Ashiok is a consideration. I think I'm down with Ashiok. Tef's not as great here, but it's still solid. I don't really think I want Force. Force isn't good in matchups where we want to be going card for card. We like Path, we like Leak, we like Seize. Probably trim some Growth Spirals. That was kind of bonkers there. I don't know what else we want to cut here. Like we like we brought in 5 cards, and we've cut. Or what else did we bring? Oh, and we brought in. I don't know. I don't think Ashiok's really that great. Like the minus effect, I think is only good against Goyfs. I think our deck's just pretty good against Goyfs. And so Teferi, I don't like Teferi in the fact that we're gonna have to protect it against a lot of their threats early on. I don't really care about them casting instants too much. The -3 is okay. It just feels like the worst card to be casting here. We're just gonna kind of disrupt their mana and make it to the late game, cast Primeval Titans or game-winning Planeswalkers or Uros and win the game that way. I like everything else we're doing. So also, fun fact, we can turn 3 adjacent, we can turn 4 Primeval Titan with a little bit of help from our opponent's Assassin's Trophy. And sometimes that's just good enough in Modern. Oh, I don't know if I'm ever going to play anything else. I might play this deck. This is the only thing that I've found that I'm just like, yeah, don't ban companions. This is awesome. Uh, but wow, like you can play Lyris all day if I get to do that fun stuff. Oops, sorry guys. We have Yorion. Yeah, that sounds sweet. Forgot I had to say if I wanted to keep or not. But I mean, even through discard, the hand's pretty good. We have a way to answer their first threat. Perfectly fine with like if they take this path, cast Astrolabe on one, cast Spreading Seas on one of their sources. Probably looking to cut them off of. It's gonna be hard to cut them off of black, but we can probably pretty well cut them off of red or green, depending on. Yep, so they take path there. Cast an Astrolabe. We do need to draw some lands here, so that we can cast our threats, but Goif. Double black. Oh, Bob. Bob's fine. So, alright. That is also an option. We can path Bob. I don't think they have very many threats. So I think pathing Bob's fine here. Obviously, I'm just bad, and I should have done that on their upkeep. But they would have got the. I guess that no, they would have got the Bob triggers that way. So this way is actually better. And this kind of proves that we can't cut them off of. We're not going to be able to cut them off of red. So if we can cut them off green here, that'd be great. Them cycling this Nihil Spellbomb feels great. Especially knowing we can just cast a Uro. But being able to cut them off the second black for Lurrus, oh, there's the overgrown tomb. Goyf. Mother Bob. Croxa. Okay. So knowing that we're less likely to be able to do anything real damage here, with a spreading seas, I think I might pitch it and just cast Uro next turn. Hope we find a land. Yeah, because I don't see myself casting the spreading seas any otherwise. So we can get our I get a breeding pool here. Land. Ah, that stinks. But hopefully we can draw into a couple lands. Even if we can get them to tap out here for something, being able to draw a land and play Jace would be great. And play Croxa here. Play Nihil Spellbomb, sure. Sack it. I wouldn't think they'd pop it right now. I'll probably just wait, yeah. Okay. Definitely like this. So we can bounce back their Lurrus. We'll get our normal island. If they bolt us here, I'm fine with that too. They're going to go ahead and fire it off and spellbomb us. We could go ahead and brainstorm here. Because I don't really want to go to... It's interesting. I think we're just going to brainstorm here and force them to attack. Because they have Seal of Fire, so like if we minus and they just Seal of Fire, we're just kind of in trouble there anyway. And I don't know, maybe we do just minus here. And if they have Seal, they have Seal. This tempos them a little bit more and forces them to throw resources at Jace, or just recast Lurrus and kind of waste their turn. They have drawn so many lands, though. If we can draw just a couple more, we'll be able to cast this Titan and just seal this game up right quick. We've had the Jace Titan draw both games. Lurrus, okay. Probably casting Bobble here, yeah. Kind of surprised they haven't cast Croxa. Croxa could have really ripped my hand apart here. So we get a brainstorm here. I'm going to be super happy. K command. Pillage. Okay, that's okay. It's annoying, but it's fine. Alright, so let's brainstorm. Alright, so we're gonna be close to tightening next turn. We'll go ahead and astrolabe. And then pass the turn. Maelstrom Pulse. That's probably fine by me. How much do I care about these astrolabes? Probably not any. So we'll just go ahead and green, blue, growth spiral, draw, put this land into play, fetch. Get a prairie stream. And we'll just go ahead and counter this because I don't think it's going to get much better. Land. Cryptic. Okay, Cryptic's not awful. Cryptic does a lot of damage here, so we can hold off for them possibly casting Kroxa. Which I figure is what they're going to do here. It would make the most sense. So they're just going to cast Kroxa this way. Okay. I think that's fine. We'll just ditch a Titan. I'm fine with that. Why are they shocking? Yeah, they gotta be casting this Kroxa. K command back the Kroxa. Alright, well. Cryptic counter draw there. Doing this in case we draw path. Obviously we want to draw land. Sure, that's fine. They have it back now. Yeah, they had two of them. I mean, I can't beat that. I can't beat the... I mean, they've drawn very well this game, and we've had this lure stick around for way too long. Let's go ahead and draw two. Play this. We can put... Charm back on top. Just play Teferi. Put Luris back in hand. This is gonna be pretty rough. If we could have gotten either of those Titans down, we probably would have won this game already. Uh, Croxa, sure. I'm gonna play Luris and Croxa us again. They're gonna grind us in the dirt with that Croxa. Weird. They're just gonna hard cash Croxa here. They're drawing a lot of lands. Meanwhile, I'm over here. Wouldn't be mad if I drew some more lands. Yep, there's a Croxa. Titan. Jace, okay. That's +1. Hase. Let's put that back. You know, if they cast it twice, that's fine. We're just trying to buy some time so that we can... Anyway, they could cast it. Okay, Luris. They're gonna spell bomb us? Yeah. That's fine. I feel like they have not played this to the best of their ability. Obviously, I don't have anything in hand, so we'll just go ahead and yield. Croaks me. Yep. See, now we get our turn, though, where we get to dig. Yep, Goif's fine. Alright, so there's a verdict. We can put the Field of Ruin back on top. And the other Field of Ruin. We play Astrolabe. Play this. White, white, blue. Actually, hold on. We gotta undo this. Go ahead and plus here, actually. Because they're kind of at our mercy here. We can fire this off whenever. Because we can just Field of Ruin one of their lands. And then... Yep. We'll go ahead and verdict. Get rid of their entire board. Croaks will hit us for 3. But we have a great Yorion turn coming up here. Yeah, and they still have some stuff they can play, but like we don't have to. We've dealt with Luris now. The only thing we really have to worry about now is Croxa. As long as we have cards in our hand to pitch to Croxa, and like we can never get our Field of the Deads online. Why would they Inquisition me? That seems so bad. Croaks us again, sure. So we're digging for a path, really. Path is what we need. We need path. Big time. Or Uro. Uro would be great here. Okay, so let's brainstorm. Alright, that's not great. Let's So we can hold Quaddle in hand. Let's play this land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can't Quaddle and play Yorion. So we need to just play Yorion because it draws us the most cards. And we have to find path. Because we know what our next draw. I mean, we could go ahead and cash in this Teferi. And we might just have to do that. Cashing in Teferi, though, guarantees that they can double Croaks at us. So I think it's just Yorion. And we're just digging for path here. Path. There's a verdict. So we have one attack here. We can ditch the verdict. Actually. E on 1 is fine. puts me dead to another Croxa, but at the same time, I think I just have to dig as deep as possible here. They have second Croak, so I'm just dead. Field of the Dead is a good way for us to try and start winning this game, but we need something that's going to gain us life. Or stuff that can pillage is fine. They're going to feel bad about that. What else you got, opponent? And that keeps us off, like, recasting Uro. If we draw it. Not anymore. Okay. So we want to put Island, Field of the Dead back on top. Plus this, Playfield, Trigger. Growth Spiral, Playfield, Trigger, and pass. Oh, and they concede. We got there. We were gonna be able to counter, draw for turn, brainstorm. That would have found our arrows, and we would have won this game. Yeah, sweet. We're 3-0. This deck is sweet. I think they just knew that we couldn't, like, they couldn't kill us there, and we were fixing to overtake the game with the fields. Because we just get to, like, that turn, it would have been, you know, tap it down, and then we were just looking for spells that we can, or non-lands that we can discard. We'll be on the play. Another Yorion mirror. That'll be fun. Funsy. I mean, this is Cantrip City. I think we're fine to keep this. I mean, we got 2 Snowlands, we got a Quaddle, we got a Growth Spiral, we have Spreading Seas if we want to cast it. I can dig it. We have Cryptic for their Yorion. Alright, so this is the Scapeshift deck. Sad to not draw a land there. Alright, land. Alright, that is not what we want to see. Land. Alright. Now we're back on track. Get in for 1 here. And we're just going to try and grind out a little bit of value. Hopefully present a clock. And not get scape shift. Scape shifted. This is going to be a fun one because there's a lot of cool interactions on the stack here. On those important turns. So I suspend search for tomorrow. Want to try and keep up on lands here. So let's Prairie Stream, because value. and growth spiral. See if we can hit a land here. Sadly not. Kind of sucks. That really sucks. Remand that, that's fine. Makes sense. They know we're digging for lands because we missed on our land drops there, which is not what you want to do in any kind of control mirror. Next turn it'll probably be Spreading Seas and Astrolabe. If we still miss on a land. If we hit, it'll be Astrolabe Uro. Land. Okay. Okay. So let's Astrolabe here. See if we can hit another land. Sweet. Alright, now we're back in it. Opponent's actually not at a very high life total either. So, you know, these Ice Fangs might be able to just get there. We're also higher than 18, which is slightly relevant. No reason to jam anything here. We're just looking to hold up Archmage's Charm and then flash in Quaddle. Just go ahead and flash in our Quaddle with this. So it does put us off a land, which is quite annoying, but we can ditch his Verdict because it's not really going to do much in this matchup. So there's a Valakut. Search for tomorrow. Flashing another Quaddle. Got a real clock here. And Spreading Seas on this Valakut. Yeah, totally fine if they want to waste a Cryptic on that. That's a Cryptic they can't protect their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be the 6th mountain off on the next one. So this can actually be their 6th mountain. I think I'm okay with that. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. They're gonna go at me. Wow. Did not expect that. I expected them to go after the clock. Do they have remand here? I mean, we have to charm. If they have the other counter, if they have the small counter, yeah. I mean, we can't beat that. We got stuck on lands. Let's see if they get the right stuff. Because they had a lot of mountains. They were getting natural Valakut triggers. Because they had 6 of their mountains. So they need 12 more to, or they're gonna need 12 total mountains to go get. Or they have to go get Valakut and 5 mountain, or Valakut and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, they need 6 mountains and another Valakut. Oh yeah, we're 3-0 by the way. I'm trying to let them waste their time on this too. I feel like this matchup gets a whole lot better post board when we get to bring in Veils and so yeah, things like Veil, things like Ashiok. Yeah, we'll probably bring in Spreading Seas. I don't know. I don't think Spreading Seas actually matters that much, but like Force of Negation, Veil of Summer, Ashiok, Aether Gust, all pretty important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, they effed it up. They don't. Did they not have enough mountains? What? Their mountains have to be in hand. They just have to be. So we can hold up Double Charm, or we can get down a Teferi. Or we can play. We can. Or we can play Yorion. Yorion's the play, totally. Because there's no way they can Scapeshift kill us again. There's no way they can Scapeshift and kill us. Yorion's just a lethal attacker. And it's going to draw us a ton of cards. Because they're going to try and mow down our board, I figure. With some ramp spells. So yeah, let's just play Yorion. Or our Yorion, not theirs. Get that casual draw 5. Force negation here would be dope if we could draw one. Did I click on this one random Maestro Quaddle? That's ilt. Sweet, there's our force negation. So let's ditch Path, let's ditch Big Teferi, and we can pitch Uro, I guess. So I think this is just worth forcing. Because this is just 6 damage. If they even have another mountain in hand. Or in deck. Sweet. Opponent punted the scape shift, and we get there. Sweet. Force. So yeah, we like all those cards. I don't think I want Spreading Seas. We can probably trim a couple Growth Spirals and a couple Path Exiles. Let me check out their list actually real quick. Just thinking about what they could possibly be playing. Checking it out on Goldfish here. So Rugscape Shift. Normally have Uros, Ice Fangs, and Grazers. All of this. They play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mountains, which is why they couldn't kill us. So they only have 11 mountains. That's good to know. They bring in 4 Veil of Summer against us and probably 2 Mystical Dispute. But they are virtually creatureless other than Uro. Uro's the only creature I want to worry about. Path is good there, so we can cut Verdict, which isn't very good here. So we'll keep Path just for Uro and Yorion, obviously, which they do have access to. They have Izzet, Charm, Remand, Search for Tomorrow, Cryptic, Scape Shifts. So they don't have a whole lot of... I don't know if I care about Aether Gust or not. Because like I definitely do think Jace is probably just too slow for this matchup. We're not really grinding. They're more of a combo matchup, so we need to be able to push the pace and answer things that they have. I don't know how good Jace does of that. It finds us stuff. I love Teferi just because it's going to help us there. I think I can... I'm down to cut Jace for some Aether Gusts. Because Gust is going to be really good when they try to Veil us when casting. And it's also a pretty good tempo play, but all of their creatures... So, like, all the things that are going to win them the game. Uro, Scape Shift, even Search for Tomorrows. I don't know. How good is Aether Gust, actually? Timely is an option. I don't know. I think Aether Gust is going to be really good in those counter wars. So I think having 2 in it is fine over Jace. Because Jace will help us dig for cards that we need, but you know, if they're really racing for that combo, we need to be able to present a clock or find a Planeswalker that I feel like will better. Probably could have left in 1 Jace over Teferi because I don't think they have any permanents that tucking is going to really do a whole lot to. So I guess Jace would have been better there. So that's what we should have done. We should have cut the Teferi. But we have a much lower curve now other than our Titans. So yeah, they have 11 mountains in deck. That's kind of crazy to think about, like, because I used to play Rogue Shift back when it was bad, and, you know, didn't have all these great cards in it and didn't play 80 cards. We need to draw lands, but I think this is a keep. Because fielding them off a mountain is probably relevant. We can Astrolabe on 1, Abundant Growth on 2. Let's draw in 2 cards, and then we're looking at having Archmage's Charm or Oro on 3. We'll keep this. It's a little risky, but both of these cards are really good. Like crypticing them and just like bouncing a land at EOT is totally fine. Spin search. Oh, abundant growth. That's fine. Snow-covered island. Let's cast Astrolabe. Prime time. All right, we need to draw some lands, but if we can rip off a couple lands here, we should be pretty good to do some damage. All right, that's not a land. Let's make that green. Abundant growth on this. Growth spiral. Is that worth pitching this cryptic to? Legitimately? To force here? I don't think so. We don't even know if they have lands. They did, but I think it's fine. Yeah. Alright, cool. So we drew our land there. Tapping out here. Yes. It's a little dangerous for them. They're going to get some lands on the battlefield, but ooh, buddy, we're fixing to get to resolve this Teferi. Unless they have exactly Mystical Dispute, and then they got us. So let's breeding pool here. Yes. Oops, almost forgot to plus our Teferi. So no, yeah, Little Teferi is so good in any kind of control mirror. They will not get to resolve another relevant spell, really. Like if they don't play anything really good here, they play Yorion. Yorion's probably one of the best things for them to play, yeah. They get to draw 2 off Yorion, which is pretty good. And if we can draw some lands still, because this Titan will definitely do some work if we can. Thinking about, we're probably going to minus here. And yeah, that was a good draw. Because now we have a lot of options here. We're uber covered on anything like escape shift or something. They're tapped out here, so we're just going to get a Hallowed Fountain, shock it in, blue, 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 colorless, cryptic, counter, draw. Lands, baby. Alright. So Not worth playing this other Astrolabe because this lets us hold up Charm and Gust. I guess we have Force and Gust, so we could actually Uro here and look for that next land. But that is interesting. I think we're good because we get to Quaddle here if they don't do anything. I think we're just playing it safe. I think we're way ahead here because we have tons of gas. Like they can keep cantripping, doing all they need to. We've dealt with their Yorion. Growth Spiral's fine. Like the only thing I'm countering here is scape shifts and such. And we really just have to present a clock before they kill us. Growth Spiral's fine. Probably gonna need a Triome here. Oh, another snow-covered island. Sure. Draw 2, discard 2. Pitching 2 Remands. Yeah, those are awful. Alright, so let's go green and blue. Play a Quaddle. Draw a card. And then let's I will be target player. Let's draw 2. Jesus. Land. Come on, land. Okay. Sweet. So we can land here, we'll put Charm on top. That's fine. Plus our Teferi. And then I think we're just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if they have double scape shift, they could still kill us here. So I don't think it's worth casting Titan. I think we're just going to cast Uro. And hold up Gust Forest. So we can play Astrolabe to draw that, and then Uro, green, blue, colorless. That drew us another land. That was good. Alright. Feeling pretty good here. We're protected through double scape shift. Uro. I'm fine if they cast Uro. As long as it's not getting cast from the graveyard, I don't care. We're also drawing towards our Ashiok here, which is also something good. Search for tomorrow. I'm okay with that. Growth Spiral's fine. They're just can't like spinning their wheels. I'm totally fine with that. Alright, so let's go ahead and fetch here. I think we're just going to get normal island. And let's Archmage's Charm. We draw 2. Jesus. Land here. Alright, so we can 1, 2, 3. So we can cast Uro. 4 and still hold up Yeah, still hold up everything that we could possibly want to. So let's make green, blue, blue, and green, row, ditch all of these. We'll keep one Archmage's Charm in there. Cool. So we have double force now. So now we have double gust or we have gust and double force. So I think we're good with that. Ditch growth spiral. All right, we should be able to start, really taking care of this game. This is a 3-turn clock. I have 2 cards left here. I think I just want to force this too. We could gust our own. Yeah, we could do that actually. I kind of like that play. Gust our own arrow. Actually, I don't think it matters. We'll just take it. Like if that's what they're using their cryptics on, I think we're okay. Also, drawing towards Ashiok is good here. Sweet draw there. Yeah. That was good. Green, blue, blue, Uro. So put us up above 21. No. Okay. Make this green. Make this be able to tap for whatever. Get in for 1. We have gust plus force. And they're going to get back Is It Charm. That's fine by us. Yep, Is It Charm is good. Is It Charm can resolve. They ditch 2 cards. Mystical Dispute Remand. Both of those are bad. Research for Tomorrow is fine. And now we're good. They can't scape shift and something. Cool. Actually, let's go ahead and hit this Triumph. We'll get Snow-Covered Forest. Gives it another. That was just to get us another zombie. Oh, Veil of Summer was that probably pretty much sealed this one up. Yeah, I don't think they can win here. We're just gonna grind them out. Get in for 5. We can fetch at their end step. We have all the counter magic in the world. But it seems like every time we Archmage's, or oh, never mind. We didn't Archmage's Charm. I'm dumb. Yeah, they only have 2 cards in hand. Is this their Scape Shift? I flash them back a row. Ashiok is great. Sure. They can have a row here. Now that we have Ashiok, I don't really care. Because we're just going to bounce this back. Yeah. Field of Ruin's a good one. Put that back in hand. Let's cast Ashiok. -4. And then move to combat. Attack for 9. We should be good here. So let's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. That's a little unfortunate, but I think that we are fine. So let's just counter this here. We can go blue, blue, and blue. So if Veil's good. So it's bounce my Ashiok back, draw a card. Veil. Can't target my stuff. Fizzles. Still can't Escape shift. GG. Got him. All right, we're 4-0, baby. Let's bring this 5-0 home. Let's bring this 5-0 home. Come on, chat. I need some hype in the chat right now. We are living the 5-0 dream with some Bant Titanic. Let's see if we can get there. Our matches have been awesome. I've loved this deck. It's been absolutely insane. And like Field of the Dead has been just good enough to help us get there faster and win games. So no, I'm excited. This deck seems very, very powerful. Like you just have so many good cards against everything that's going on right now in Modern. And then on top of that, you just have this like insanely good mid game to get you to your even more insanely good late game. And like you're not reliant on any card. You like Titan decks, like we saw with if you've watched any of the Jund Amulet Titan deck, we're reliant on Titan. If we don't cast Titan and get it to resolve, we don't win games. But like this deck, we're not relying on Titan. We had Titan in the hand there, and we just kind of passed it up for so many turns. Yeah, this hand seems pretty solid. Pog. This is definitely one of our tougher matchups. I feel like because we are a slower deck, but we got some Field of Ruins in deck, and we got a lot of other good stuff going on. And if this is Eldrazi Tron, I probably feel even a little bit better. Oh, Green Red Tron, okay. I've been seeing a lot of this too, which is kind of weird. This was like my very first Modern deck back when people played Red Green Tron. O-Stone, sweet. So we know they have an O-Stone. They're not on Giganta though. I don't know. I wonder why. Let's get our planes down. We'll Spreading Seas the tower. Or the power plant. It's not a tower. Next turn, we'll play our Flooded Strand and be able to hold up Archmage's Charm. And totally fine with them resolving Scrying here. Like, it's going to be turn 5 before they can even think about assembling Tron. And by then, I feel like we'll be pretty well set up. That was a good draw. Because I also think that, like, if we play Titan before they get to play any one of their big fatties, and we can get fields, then this matchup feels so much easier. Okay. I'm fine with that. I'm more afraid of the big, like, game-ending threats. And I think we're just going to get Hallowed Fountain here. Actually, I think we just want to get Breeding Pool, actually. Just so that we can cast this Titan even if they do blow up our Astrolabe. As much as I would love to slam Jace here, it does feel bad in the face of them possibly having Tron, so we're just going to hold up our mana. That was a really good draw there. This way we can actually Mystic Sanctuary back our Archmage's Charm if we feel like it. Map. Sure. Just nothing doing. I guess we'll just go ahead and draw two then. We can get a Prairie Stream here. So we need to play actual island. Make green here. Get Primeval Titan. Yeah, I bet they really didn't see this coming. And they don't seem like they have a a great threat here. And casting it into this O-Stone, I'm totally fine if they want to blow it up. The only thing that I'm really worried about is going to be like Ulamog. Ulamog would probably be worst case scenario here. We're going to get a Field of the Ruin and a Field of the Dead. So we get Field of the Ruin and Field of the Dead here. Then as long as they don't blow up our Field of Ruin, we're going to be able to take them off of Tron by hitting the power plant. I don't know what opponent's waiting on here, but we have great follow-up plays behind the Soulstone. Depending on what their follow-up play is, whether it be, cast Uro and then cast Jace and make a couple zombies. Yeah, so we want to use Primeval Titan's ability. So we want to get a Field of Ruin and a Field of the Dead. Okay. We're going to always yield to these Field of the Dead triggers. Then we're going to pass turn here. Yeah, and I figured they would go ahead and blow this up. Makes perfect sense. Clear our board, but I mean, we're ahead on mana right now. They're not ahead on mana, but we're pretty close on mana. I mean, they have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have a lot of mana. 7 mana here. Ugin. Okay, Ugin's fine. Not too afraid of Ugin. So now we can hit probably the mine. This is interesting. So we can hit mine or tower. They fetch tower first. Or they got tower off of stirrings. They fetched mine. So let's go ahead and blow up mine here. We'll get our snow-covered forest. Gives us another trigger. Then we can play Uro. which will then let us play. So we can play Mystic Sanctuary and then Archmage's Charm. Or with Mystic Sanctuary, put Archmage's Charm on top and then play Abundant Growth. I like that. Yes, we want to use that ability. Uro goes bye-bye. Can Abundant Growth on the snow-covered island and draw. Archmage's Charm. This way we have their next turn countered. I figure they're going to try and plus their Ugin. And that's fine, because we just kind of counter the plus with the zombie. We have a Worm Coil countered pretty good here. -1. I could have -0, but that's fine. Works just as well for us. Let's Archmage's Charm. Me. Alright, so those definitely aren't the best of draws. So let's play our Mystic Sanctuary. Get this back. And then we can cast our Uro. Oh, that's why they did it on one, was to get rid of the Abundant Growth. I'm gonna bolt this Uro. And then bolt the Uro again. That's totally fine by me. Put a land card onto the battlefield. Trigger Field of the Dead. Actually, blue. Let's play Jace. That's fine. Getting their hand empty of some bolts is totally fine in my book. So let's put this island and this path back. And we'll pass the turn. We got a discard down to 7. We can ditch this breeding pool. I don't think I really need it. Might feel bad about that if they, rip another threat. I guess we have all their other threats covered. We really just have to fight this Ugin. And they're going to have a tough time with it because of the fact that we have Uro. That we're definitely casting again next turn. Worm Coil Engine. That's fine. We're fine with Worm Coil. We'll path Worm Coil. Cleans up those tokens real nice. Alright, so now green, or I guess undo here. Need to just go ahead and draw 2 cards. Blue, blue, blue. And then green, blue, blue, green, Uro. Exile all of these 5. Done. Put this extra land into play. Then what we're going to do is we're going to fetch here, get Hallowed Fountain. Yes. Trigger, blue, blue, that, blue. Cryptic, we're going to bounce this back and draw a card. And if they tap out to cast it, we're going to play Force Negation. Wow, they're going to stir here. This is 14 damage. Stirring here is probably the... yeah, it's probably correct, because they just have to know we have something in hand to... maybe they're trying to play around Mana Leak. It makes sense. But if they whiff on exactly mine here, All is Dust, okay. Well, we will definitely force All is Dust as well. Let's ditch our Supreme Verdict. Attack with all creatures. Get in. Draw a card. Extra land. Trigger. Other land. Trigger. This white blue to fairy. Plus this game's over. I don't think there's a series of draws that they could have. They would have to have exactly... yeah, so that was part of it. They have to have Tron. So now they have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. So yeah, they still don't have it. There's nothing they can have. Ugin. Counter target spell, draw a card. Yeah. Alright, let's go to the board. So against them, we definitely want more Spreading Seas, more Force. I don't care about Gust. I don't care about Timely. I don't care about Veil. Ashiok is interesting because of the fact that they have some of the things that can go find them other lands, but I don't think it's that good. So things I don't want. Verdict is definitely one of them. Jace is probably the other one, and I don't think there's a card in here I'd rather have over the Jace. I think I'd actually rather have this other Ashiok over Jace. Like, Jace just seems so bad in this matchup. It's good if you get them close to empty-handed. I guess it does. It bounces Worm Coil, and I don't want to bounce anything else that they have. Its creature. Hmm. But I like where this is. Quaddle's good here at attacking down some of their planeswalkers. We have all our force negations. Teferi can bounce back random artifacts. Big Teferi can hit their planeswalkers back to their hand. So that we can counter them later. Spreading Seas is good. Yeah, I like this. I think we're good here. We have a Miser's Ashiok that we'll probably draw in our opening hand, and it's going to be really bad or really good. Yeah. Yeah. We'll take this one. This is a hand that I will keep in Modern. This one right here. Against the Tron opponent. Yeah, this is awesome. So we can hit their first play with Mana Leak. We can Filter Ruin them off Tron. Yeah, no, this is great. This is an awesome hand. So we'll probably go get a island with this. I can go ahead and turn this off. Do we want to force the map? They're on 4, so they mulled the 6 here. Pitch Cryptic. I'm down with that. We have lands. We still need to draw some stuff. That's not an awful draw there. So we're going to get Snow-Covered Island with this. Probably follow it up with Hinterland Harbor. And then follow that with Field. Alright, cool. They're way off Tron. Scrying's fine. Snow-Covered Island here just in case we draw like Astrolabe or something like that. Prime Time is a pretty sweet one. Aw, boo. They had the other mine. Boo. Pro Stream, pretty cool draw there so that we can Quaddle and Mana Leak and hold up both. And then, sweet. Tilt. Cool. We still need another green source so that we can cast our Titan. I should have attacked there. That was bad. I wasn't thinking. Stirrings. They can pay for our Mana Leak now, so we do need to find something to do. Forcing that map turn one turned out to be pretty good, and it would have been really good if we would have picked the right Tron land on the field. Alright, so let's grow Spiral here. We get to put Hallowed Fountain into play. Yes. No, we're gonna pay. We're not gonna pay 2. We found Astrolabe, so untapped land here. Untapped land. Abundant growth. Alright, so let's just go ahead and keep on casting stuff here. If we can get one zombie trigger even, would be nice. Abundant growth on Field of the Dead, or like a better counterspell here. A non-conditional one. Probably still jamming here if they have it, but because they're gonna have they have way too much mana for our mana leak, but they can't play like a fair Karn or Wormcoil Engine or something like that. What did they reveal off this? Oh, they didn't. They didn't start. They revealed the star off Starings, and then they did the cracked star. So we're representing Cryptic, even though we totally don't have it. Dang it. O-Stone is fine. Go ahead and pop it. Wow. Not see that one coming. Fine with that. Stops us from drawing a card. We're still good here. Obviously, they get to resolve a threat, but we get to resolve our Titan next turn, which is pretty much going to spell the end of the game here for them. Especially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Especially if we can draw like a it's Karn. Ugin. Ugin's like the worst thing for us here. Ugh. Maybe they forget to pay for it. That's fine. Alright, so we're good here. We're good. So we're going to force them to neg 6 their Ugin and then be able to kill it because we're going to get 2 fetch lands. Yep. Yep. So we can get Breeding Pool here. That's different. Get double triggers. I guess we can actually go get double. We can get Field of Ruins. Just cut them off of tons of mana. Because next turn we'll just get to double Field of Ruin them off of both of these, cut them off of a ton of mana, and make more zombies. They pretty much have to -6 here. They can't O-Stone. Like they can't O-Stone us. Like they can O-Stone us, but they can't like. God, they have a ton of mana. 7. Karn, yep. That's brutal. We might still be able to grind this game out just because of Uro being so good, but we're gonna need some help. That's for sure. Yep. That just happened to work out really well. And -3 on one of our Field of the Deads. That's probably correct. On our Field of Ruin. See, that seems wrong because we only need one. Play a star. And we're just going to have to hope for Uro to draw us into some gas right here. So sudden shock here. So I think we just have to brave this turn. You know, if they have another threat, we can't win anyway. Unless we can force it. Like if they have like an Ulamog or something. Or a Worm Coil. We're just kind of have to eat it. Yeah, we make them do that with Ugin. Yeah, we exile a card from our hand. This way they can't float any mana that matters. Like we're in beginning of combat, so. Yep, gonna get us one trigger. So now we can attack Ugin, or 2 triggers, sorry, or we can attack and kill Ugin. And then start attacking at Karn. Delta Field, Astrolabe, Abundant Growth. get rid of Ugin here. And I'm not going to exile anything with Yorion here. We're just playing it as a 4-5. And we're going to see what they can do here. We also have the option to path our own guys. So like if Karn goes exile Yorion or Uro, we can just path it in response. Alright, they have Tron again. That's annoying. Do they have anything to do with that mana, though? It's a lot of mana. I think as long as it's not Ugin, we should be okay here. Ballista? Sundering Titan. Okay, I'm okay with Sundering Titan. They can blow up 3 lands. But you can't blow up Field of the Dead, so they can blow up like 1, 2, 3, and we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. We should have floated white there so that we could path one of our guys to make zombies. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's fine. We get to kill Karn here, though, which is important. And they just claim their own Sundering Titan, that's fine. Totally fine with that. They can gain life. I'm just trying to clear this Karn. Oh, so when it enters or leaves the battlefield? Did not know that. That's annoying. Don't know why they didn't destroy my Hinterland Harbor. But that's okay. That's fine. This kills Karn. And all of these can attack face. I'm going to play Uro and try and draw some cards so that we can do some stuff. Alright, we need opponent to whiff for a couple turns. Mainly next turn. This turn. They need to whiff here. Yes, good. Sucks that they have 2 of each Tron land, so we can't really take them off Tron, but we're going to get to cast Uro here. Which is what we want to do. Exile all these lands that we just lost. 2, 3, 4. We only have 4 types here. So we're not triggering Field of the Dead anytime soon. But we got a pretty decent clock here. Still hoping opponent is going to whiff a little bit. We got some redraws. This is lethal right here, so if they whiff, we got it. That's a map. That does not do it. That does not do it. Did we get that 5-0 with Titanic Bant? 5. Oh, baby, let's go. Let's go. Heck Yes. Let's go. Oh, okay. What a league. What a league. Wow. All right, so this deck seems awesome. It is absolutely insane. Uh, I love this list. This felt super strong. I liked every card in here. I didn't feel like there was a mistake. This list was very well built. Big shout out to Ben again, Big Ben, on Moto for lending us his list and letting us play it after he absolutely dumpstered us with it. So yeah, wow. I mean, the only thing I changed from his list is that I removed Rest in Peace because I just didn't feel like it was great in this meta. And I didn't want it in my Euro deck because like the only things that like Lurrus is the only thing really using the graveyard. Dredge is almost non-existent right now because there's people playing main deck graveyard hate with their Lurrus decks or even in their other decks just as like a one of or two of and even more on the side. So I went ahead and took those out for these veils that were pretty solid when we needed them. And then I think I cut one thing in here. I can't remember what it was for a third Primeval Titan. I think it was the fourth Uro for the third Primeval Titan because I never really saw a reason that I would need the fourth Uro. Most of the time, one Uro is good, maybe two. So I didn't really feel like the fourth Uro was good, whereas I thought the third Primeval Titan was pretty important so that we would see it because it is just a game-winning card and it's really a key part of our late game. But wow, yeah, this list felt great. Everything felt good about it. We saw a slew of different decks. What we played against Tron, we played against Jund. Uh, we played against Teamer Scapeshift. What else did we play against? I don't even know. I'm high on the 5-0 right now. But guys, thanks for hanging out. For any of you that were watching the stream, those of you that are going to be watching this on YouTube, appreciate it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. We'll definitely be playing more of this deck. This deck felt absolutely broke in the current meta, and definitely can't wait to play more of it. This is doing everything I want to do. I'll be playing this deck until they get rid of Yorion. Uh, because wow, this felt amazing. So I think another thing I did, I added more timelies because I felt like that was probably our worst matchup, was just Burn, which we did not see tonight. So that is something that we want to look at. But it looks like if you're playing, slower, slow-ish Magic, that we're pretty well positioned against you. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. This shell right here, just pretty much everything from here over with Mystic Sanctuaries and Islands is just a great shell to put anything that wants to go into the late game. And then when you add in, Field of the Dead and Primeval Titan to it, it just makes it so much more unbeatable once you get to that late game. Because Field of the Dead is already a great grindy card. You saw it, like we grinded out Tron when we normally wouldn't have been able to because of just being able to make land drops with Field of the Dead. Uh, and then Primeval Titan, you saw it. It's won us a couple of games here. We're just resolving it, even if it dies immediately. Resolving it and then getting our fields online was all we really needed. So, but yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate all the support. Uh, keep it up. We'll stream some more. Probably be streaming again tomorrow night, Thursday night. For those of you who want to come and hang out, probably going to try some Legacy if I can somehow get my mind off this list, but we might just run this back. We'll see. Check out the Twitter at Searcheasy the Great for that one. Remember, it's DAGR8 at the end. Searcheasy the Great. And check that out. Also got a lot of cool stuff on there. I tweet, let you know when I'm going to go live. Or if you're on Twitch, you can always hit the follow button and hit that bell icon. That way you will get notifications whenever we go live here on the stream. Again, thank you guys for hanging out. I will see you next time. Stay cheesy.